Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. Yes, I know it's been a minute. I haven't played this game in like 2 months. That was never the intention, but when I set aside a bit of time to take a break, that just kind of kept rolling into like, oh, okay, well, if I'm taking some time off anyways, I need to focus on this. Oh, this is a priority, I better deal with that. I don't have time to record today, I'll fit it in tomorrow. And it just kind of kept snowballing, and that's where we're at now. So just as a broad update of things, I have spent a couple weeks here trying to set things up and get myself into a good place to get back in a consistent cycle, and the easiest way to do that is to work with an editor. So I'm bringing in my old friend Shauna, and she is going to take over editing on this series and probably the channel at large. It's not gonna suddenly be all like zany, crazy memes and stuff unless Shauna wants to. Feel free, do whatever you want. But it's mostly gonna stay in the minimalist style that people have come to already know. But it'll just save me the amount of time that I require to be able to record these and keep on top of things. So starting from this episode and moving forward in this series, they will be edited by Shauna, and so feel free to say hi. Why not? Be welcoming, it's nice. Now we're back on track. I kind of remember where things were at. I tried to review some old episodes and comments and things to give myself a bit of a refresher. I was heading back to the corn maze because people pointed out that apparently I kept walking past a wardrobe that was important, and I was setting that up to record, and I clicked on a thing and I encountered this, and I didn't want to close it and move past it. Just off the road, a little path leads down to an old stone well. Here, at the top of the path, there's a sign that says, "Don't!" Next to that, there's another sign with a skull and crossbones on it. Next to that, there's a post with a hook on it and a rusty fire extinguisher hanging from the hook. Now we know absolutely everything there is to know about this tiny, like, 3 square meter piece of property, so that's a little unusual. And it's the hell hole. I bet it'll end up being the heck hole, or, like, something a little less obvious, of course. I will keep going where I'm going because I wanted to go to the Drexel stand. Still, nothing to do with the house, but I need to head into the corn. And it was something to do with I had to talk to the milkman first, and then come back and go deal with the wardrobe. And honestly, I don't remember where it is. It was the first place I went. That's just dumb luck. The wardrobe stands alone here. I was just going to go through it systematically. Like the proverbial cheese stands alone here. Wardrobe stands alone here. I'm fishing for a pun or something that I'm clearly missing. Sadly, it doesn't contain a portal to a magical world of fantasy, right? Same as before when we checked it. I guess you could cut a hole in the back. It does nothing. What it does contain is an assortment of drab church clothes for a small boy. Nothing in here is your size or denomination. Look for a bow tie. Oh hey, yeah, there is indeed a bow tie here. You're pretty sure bow ties are one size fits all, so the milkman would probably appreciate this. Fine silk bow tie, the perfect thing to wear if you want everyone at church to know that you're a little fancy boy. Now I will have to move over to my intended approach before of just systematically kind of walking through things because I'm not going to remember where the heck this guy is. It worked out quickly enough again anyways. Hello again! Why so glum? I'm so glad you asked. None of the others will listen to me complain anymore. For starters, it's extremely boring here and I don't have anything to read except my sign. Yeah, we've talked to him all about that. I found a new bow tie for you. Well hey, thanks! It's a sharp-looking piece of finery. That makes me feel a little better. In fact, I think I'll celebrate by lowering my prices a little. He scratches out the prices on his sign and writes in some new ones. Oh my gosh, okay. I did buy something, right? Like dramatically overpaid for something? I think I did. You still don't look all that happy. Well, now that I've got this nice bow tie, it just reminds me of how sappy I used to look before my hat got all dirty. Snappy. I was like, sappy? You want to look like a cornball? Cornball, but it makes sense. It would be very appropriate for the setting. Not what I meant, but it all ties together. You seem to be able to move in and out of this nightmare labyrinth freely for some reason. Any chance you'd want to take my hat to be laundered? Sure, I didn't expect this to carry on to a whole new thing. Thank you. Here, please don't show this to anyone else. It's very embarrassing to my professional sensibilities. The milkman's dirty secret. It's not a hat, so I can't go get a photo taken in it. The secret is that it's a hat. Look, not every secret has to be some kind of earth-shattering revelation. Yeah, some of them are pretty sneaky and sly. Like, for instance, I record the majority of these videos in pajama pants, and you would never know that. It's hidden below the camera. I'm gonna leave the general. I saw he had his own hat going on, and it looked quite clean and well looked after. Thought I would hit him up. But I think there's just kind of a bucket of soapy water or something here, right? Probably something like that. Something that can be used to clean something. It takes muscle to clean the hat. There's nothing left to fish for. How far off am I from having... One off from having the right muscle. So let me just quickly throw on basically anything. Does my current hat have... Nope. So I will just throw on a hat. It's such a ridiculous looking hat. Oh, what? That was not enough. What did I probably grabbed the wrong Puckwudgie hat. There we go. Looks even better. It's an excellent piece of head apparel. You've used some elbow grease to remove the other kinds of grease from the hat. The milkman's clean hat. The milkman's sins have been washed away, assuming that dandruff is a sin. I can jump. Have I ever, like, done that? Or maybe it's like, he's just cheering and some sort of jump for joy or something. Have I never done that? Or it's been months. There's a very good chance I did it and just completely forgot about it. Alright, well, I kind of don't entirely remember how many people I helped and how many people needed help in this maze. Like, if I look at my to-do, the side quests, yes, that's what I need. So... I have to remove booze from the sunken submarine, right? I couldn't figure that one out. Rufus wants to gather a handful of black ooze. That was like one of the last things I was given. Pepperidge Dauphin wants you to retrieve his father's 11 padlocks. You've found 10 so far. Oh god, I was so close. I'll have to come back to that. Xenia asked you to retrieve a paperweight from a farmer named Macmillicancuddy in Gray County. Oh yeah, I brought up that Simpsons episode last time. That weirdly stands out in my mind because I got it wrong. I think I said it was McKillicuddy or something very similar to this. It was McGarnagle. McGarnagle. They're like a Clint Eastwood parody. Grover needs some fertilizer for the Grode Valley. Grody Grover. Okay, so... Oh, we're not done yet. I was going to say, these corn quests don't even show up here. Recover a bean-based engine, a piece of a meteorite... The maze needs a barrel of cream, okay, so with the lowered milk prices, and return the cleaned hat. Alright, so there are still other things to be done within here. I mostly want to double check the general. I could not recall for that one specifically. Hello again, I cleaned your hat. You hand it back to Stan. Oh wow, practically good as new, thanks. This definitely calls for a celebration. Have some milk. On the house? No, but somewhat less off the house than it was before. More on the house, less off the house. Yeah, it works either way. Okay, that's a weird little bit of double negativity there. He scratches out the prices and writes in some others. Show me what you got. After all you've done, I'd be happy to. Only 500 per barrel. This is still really steep for a glass of milk. It's also as good an offer as you're gonna get. I can't afford to go any lower. Look. I'm throwing the glass in for free. So I need the barrel. No, I needed cream? I have so much money, it probably won't matter that much, but I would rather not waste money. He needs a barrel of cream. So if I buy a barrel of milk, it's no good, right? Like, he's not gonna want that? Buy a barrel of milk. I'm gonna buy it. Barrel of old style milk. More and older milk than you'd ever need. Thank you for your patronage, specifically the large quantity of meat your patronage involved. It is a quest item, so I kind of just want to double check on my quest items. Did I have there's my padlocks. I currently don't have any other milk of any kind, so that's That's all I got. I don't have creams or anything. So I need to take it to Ike Bremen, the cream guy. The ice cream guy. The cream corn, ice cream corn guy. He had some sort of weird intersection of businesses in a very ill-advised manner. So that's confusing, just that one thing says cream and one says milk, but there it is. Give him the barrel. Milk, eh? Nice. That'll be the nearest thing to cream I've tried yet. Okay, so it is not quite. Thanks. Let me just change my sign here, and I'll be right back with you. I wonder if you could have found cream somehow. Creamed ice. Wait, so now it just is ice cream. He's ended up with enough steps removed. Want some creamed ice? Wait, creamed ice? Yeah, it turns out there's more to making ice cream than just ice and cream. I don't have the equipment for it here, but I got pretty close, I think. Huh. Okay, buy some creamed ice. Here you go. And as thanks for all your help, I put it in one of the very few bowls I have left. I canned you a bowl of something that is not entirely dissimilar from ice cream. Ike, you replace ice, the C with a K. It's Ike cream. If I didn't pick up on that before, it's suddenly weirdly clear to me now. This is probably as close as this cornfield is going to get to regular ice cream. Gives 3 HP regen per round and 1 AP regen per round. It's actually like pretty good. I will pull away from the chart. It's a pretty good item. And a substantial step forward in crossing off a bunch of things. Gray County, the Big Moist, and the Big Moist. The 2 Big Moist ones I don't think I actually even know how to do. So I am going to pick a different one to follow up on. Okay, I actually did have a comment reminding me to follow up on something specific. And so I think I'm probably... Oh, see, it wanted me to do Don Toblerone's quest, which I think may have actually Don T. Booze in the Sunken Submarine. Yeah. Alright, well, I was gonna put that one off, but maybe it's been enough time. Maybe I'll come at it with some fresh eyes and the answer will just be crystal clear to me today. As clear as these murky swamps. This clearing is full of shadow cows. Why would they be in the swamp? Did they follow you here? Surely the swamp is not a normal place for cows. Like, I'm pretty sure swamp cows aren't a thing, right? 1 second while yeah, no, not a thing, not outside of Florida anyway. What's going on here? I have probably fought these before. I think I remember my general, things to attack everyone. Random opponents for a total of 6 on fire, right? So it's, yeah, that one's not actually that strong. I probably should have looked around to see what kind of health that these enemies have, rather than just blasting through everything. This ends my turn, doesn't cost AP, right? Okay, wanted to make sure I didn't screw that up. That will damage everyone. Back in the swing of it nice and quickly. Take them out first because they'll have the next most immediate attack. 5 physical damage, not that strong. Reduce stats by 10. That one's so strong. Actually, the speaking one might have been stronger than I initially realized or gave it credit for, but I was pretty intentionally not giving it that much thought. The cows didn't know what hit him, which is fair, because you're not 100% sure what you were hitting, really. That lines up perfectly, then. Makes total sense. Okay. Oh, through the porthole, you can just barely make out a chart on the wall of the submarine. Have I not ever seen this? This feels new. You strain your eyes, but the chart is either slightly too far away. Is either the submarine is slightly too dark, or a combination of those two factors. I was waiting for the or over there. It's a delayed or. Strain your eyes. Years of study have taught you how to deliberately damage your eyes in order to learn things. Ah yes, today I learned that the sun is quite bright at high noon. Those years of study finally pay off as the text on the chart reveals itself. Torpedo tube pressure 19 psi. Good old 19 PSI, classic pressure value. None better, really. That was very interesting, because I was just wandering along to go inspect the hobo code, which I already did, and was fairly sure I'd already did, but I was going to see if it had a hint or anything. Nope, encountered the actual solution. I guess that's why you come back to things 2 months later. It was all so that the pieces of the puzzle could slide themselves around in my brain to stumble upon it through pure dumb luck. Through this portal, you can see the darkness inside a submarine in a way a submarine reflects the darkness inside all of us. Open it and climb in. And then there was totally just valves and things to set the pressure. Alright. I wonder if I could have just gone through them one at a time. You hear a large burst of steam as the pressure changes. Turn it again? Well, 19 is where we want to leave it, I believe. There's a hatch down there that we've already fished in. Clogged. I was mostly trying to... Where's the torpedo, right? Leading back outside? No, the periscope, which is a device for looking at guys named Perry. Oh yeah, what's Luke Perry been up to? Does it apply to last names? That's important. Look through it. No Perrys on the horizon today, Captain. Well, I'm glad we confirmed that. Labeled torpedo, including the period. You open the torpedo tube and recover the mob's shipment of booze, a barrel of tequila. There's a snake in the bottom with instructions to cut it up into worms if you're redistributing the tequila into bottles. Who knew that worms were just a collection, could conglomerate together to create a snake? It really makes sense when you think about it. If they all just entirely keep biting each other's tails, create an infinite chain of worms, it becomes a snake at some point. Classic, typical biology. Exactly as nature intended. No further questions. Don Toblerone is happy. Could I give it to him or the speakeasy? I was going to go to the speakeasy, but let me talk to him first. Allo, en formule grota un mijnal is Don Toblerone. Ik spreek un de telefoon. English. Dutch is nearly English. Endeavor to not be so culturally unsophisticated. It will impede your personal growth. I honestly, a couple words in there, didn't know what language it was and just picked a generic and made-up cartoon person accent. Close enough. Anyway, your submarine booze is safe. Bravo! You are certain to enjoyify it. It is our newest vintage. Your next assignment will be to renovate an elderly and formerly abandoned radiophonic transmissial station. Renovate it? Renovate it such that it is no longer contains any vampires. We are apprehensive of the possibility that they will use the equipment contained therein to drop eaves upon our privational communications. Privational. I swear, sir, I wasn't dropping no eaves. Well, I certainly wouldn't wish that on anyone. But, whatever, I know the place you mean. I already cleared the vampires out of that there. A fortuitous revelation. Your expediency is really off of the charts, so to speak. Your payment shall be delivered to your bed-adjacent furniture forthwith. You hear someone opening the window in your bedroom. They, break in and deposit it in the wardrobe, which I don't even know if there's a window in here. I don't know how they did that. You look around for somewhere to place the doll-sized chemistry set and decide to put it on your desk. That's a good solution. That's very funny. Another briefcase, another note. The note reads, Grammy, the success of your swamp-derived mission performances has not been unnoticed. The boss is duly impressified. A briefcase full of meat. The boss, huh? Wow. Okay, there are windows in here. Ooh, that's a lot of gabagool. 800, pretty good. Makes up for the insane amount that I spent on that milk, that non-cream. Nothing right now, Charles, my boy. Well, I think that acquiring the booze was the main thing. Yeah, so I think I can legitimately just hand it over to the speakeasy, and I kind of get to have my tequila and drink it too, so that's great. I found this case of tequila, this case that came conveniently in the shape of a barrel. Gracias, muchacho. Order a drink. I am curious just kind of what. Muscle and mysticality. I'll leave it alone. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, and no hangover was a big appeal of that decision making. Now what do? Rufus, maybe I just take up Rufus, because it kind of feels like I have 1 foot left in the previous area sort of thing, so it'd be nice to wrap that up. It'd be nice to figure out the padlock thing too. I'm missing something key there. Alright, I'll see how quickly I can wrap up stuff for Rufus. And depending, revisiting that location seems like one of those sort of tag-ons that you do at the end of an episode. You know, if you're me at least. To the burbling ooze, just like he asked. A kindly-faced old man greets you from his rocking chair in front of an old farmhouse. Howdy there, partner. Name's Chester. Don't see many new faces in these parts. Chester. Oh, hey, my future, someone said I should talk to you. A future someone, eh? Talk to me about what? I appreciate this man's ability to just take that at face value and just roll with it. This ring. Show him the ring. Oh, dearie dear. You're wearing the Mobius ring? So you've used its power, have you? Found out about the curse? Well, I've found out that I can't take it off. Is that a problem? But that's not like my... Is that the ring I'm wearing? It's not a quest item? That might be the ring I'm wearing, because I have the me who fights alongside me. Can I not take it off? Have I never tried? People may have pointed that out or warned me about that in the comments, but it came up after I had already put it on, so like I've never tested. It is for you, Grammy. It occurs to me that I didn't actually introduce myself yet. I said I don't see many new faces in these parts. Your face? I've seen quite a few times. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. The curse of the ring is, once you use its power, you're trapped in its loop. Gotta follow the loop, and you can't get rid of it till the loop is finished. But a future me gave it to me, so he must have found a way to break the curse and take it off, right? Nope. What he did was get himself another ring, a future copy of it, to give to you. That jerk. Nah, don't be mad at yourself. Didn't have a choice. It's part of the loop. I've been looping since before I got the ring, though. Yup, that's the before shocks instead of aftershocks. But what caused the whole thing was you putting that ring on and using its power. You could have avoided it by not using the ring, but it's too late now, I'm afraid. Wait a second, but the future me had already used it. How could I not have? Because the Mobius ring is a loop, see? And what makes a loop is that it's got a hole. That ring's loophole is that you don't have to use it. But once you do, you're trapped. Nuts! Don't worry, kiddo. All you gotta do, all you can do, are going to do, is get another one and give it to your younger self. And hopefully that one will listen when you tell him not to use it. Alright, so where do I go next? Delphine Farm. And where's that? Right here. He gestures at the house behind him. Oh, okay. Oh, I have to go to it. Oh, well, I just, am there. Chester is watching you bemusedly. Well, you're a bit of a son of a bitch there, aren't you, Chester? Think you could be a little bit more of help? Always a pleasure, Grammy. Anything you want to ask me, go right ahead. Well, who are you? Oh, I'm just an old man with an unusually specific people-watching hobby. Can you help me with this? Sorry, but I've never actually been inside there, and none of you ever seem interested in talking about it much after you've finished. But I do finish it. Oh yes, eventually. That wasn't as confidence-boosting as I'd have liked. Sorry. Well, what is this place? Delphine Farm. That's all I know, I'm afraid. The place was already abandoned when I got here. Well, abandoned except for you. How long ago was that? I don't have any way of knowing. How you keeping yourself fed out here, Chester? Is eating lumps of dirt and tumbleweed? Like, what the heck, man? Well, how many times have you met me? I lost count. Sheesh, Chester. Yeah, that's the appropriate response. That's like what I'm actively feeling. Sorry, Grammy. I'd like to help you more, honest, but this whole situation's nearly as much a mystery to me as it is to you. Well, shucks. This sucks, Chester. Sorry, Grammy. If it was fun, It wouldn't be a curse, I suppose. Feel free to take a break and go do something else if you're getting tired. You'll be back. Oh, the confidence and the looping. Guess I can't think of anything to ask you. See you around. Around and around. Ooh. What do you have to say about this, Alphonse? How's it going, man? Nope, he's got nothing new to say. Well, hell. Oh, did I walk out and end up on the other side? I can only do that in the one direction. No, it just, you kind of gotta like step away from it though. That's very funny, because normally there's, you know, a little bit of extra dialogue, a little gag or something to ask you about leaving the area, and in the house that is directly tied to the looping storyline, it's a physical loop. That's so clever. I really, really enjoy that. So, now that we got distracted from the burbling ooze, as it tends to happen, that does open up the opportunity that I would like... See, there's the Delphine house here. What? I thought it felt familiar. What happens if I go to it here, then? You hear... Maybe it was a slightly different word? You hear a commotion, or perhaps a tussle, or a good old-fashioned ruckus nearby. Investigating, you find out it's all this stuff going on. I'm going to sneak past him. I don't really feel like dealing with it right now. The old Delphine house. Delphine? I need to see it written again. Pepperidge Delphine. And then... it doesn't count. It doesn't count as a thing. Delphine. Is it like Delphine or anything like that? I genuinely, like, need to know now. It is the Delphine house. Delphine. I don't know if that's like a regional thing, if those are like common names in this part of the country. I have no idea. I'm a little thrown off by that, honestly. Harvest some fibers. Right. So, is it still going to have radio chime-ins in places I've already solved? Clarence, I'm so grateful that our family has never suffered from supernatural curses, serial murder, demonic corruption, or plague. I agree, dear. We certainly have been fortunate and doubtless will remain so. I can't remember. If I've already been there and resolved it, then it sounds like the radio's off. I'll basically just have to poke around at every little thing, and we'll kind of just... What the hell? You find a key taped next to the oil can. The loose padlock key, and 11 in 1 oil. According to the fine print on the can, 11 of the world's religions are actually part of a larger secret religion understood only by the old man who owns the company that makes this oil. Was that the 11th one? I found a new key. There will still be the loose padlock that needs to be dealt with. Is it a thing I'm holding? Is that why it's loose? Is it like I recovered padlock? Alright, I think I still have to go poke around the house to find that. But what the heck? That's so goofy. But it's kind of amazing that, like, the more... That the fact that I took all this time off and came back and just immediately resolved, like, everything that I was having trouble with before is, like, pretty funny. Apparently I hadn't fished in this sink. At least not recently, so I guess I'll do that quickly. Little bit of meat, little bit of fish. About as boring as it could get. But I might as well maximize that. Let me just check my phone here while I'm doing my thing. It takes a weird, like, long time to go through all that. One wet cigarette. Really gross. I mean, dry cigarettes are kind of gross too, so, you know, not a lot has changed for me there. I do not recall remote, so I must have just not been back here since sleeping, which makes sense. I probably slept and then went to the Gray County country for the first time. And yeah, I might as well. Okay, so upstairs, at the end of the hallway here, it's like the last place I checked. There's the toy chest. A cedar chest is locked and easily big enough to hide a skeleton in, or even a whole body. Well, body first, skeleton second. Poor Isaac. So, it's not a toy chest. The toy chests are usually more distinctly labeled. It could be anything. Could even be toys. There's a veil in here, and beyond the veil, nothing. Perfumed wedding veil. This will come in handy if you ever decide to save money by getting married at the city dump. Moxie and Stench Armor. So, we have recovered every padlock. Pepperidge Dolphin in his sudden... Take them to his boxcar in the Big Moist. Yes, okay. Alright, let's just wrap that up as well. Crossing things off left and right. I kind of don't even entirely remember how this all kicked off. I remember that there was a person staying in the boxcar and everything was leaning, but I did not remember that that was what set me on that quest. Talk to Pepperidge. The slanty text still gets me. Hello again, Grammy. What can I do for you? I found your father's padlocks. Thank you so much. You didn't run into my grandmother by any chance, did you? What? No, was she supposed to be there? No, that would have been highly unusual if she had been, considering she died more than 30 years ago. Well, here's your padlocks. Marvelous! Once I've reaccustomed myself to standing on level ground, I'll be on my way. There's a hobo camp near Ocean City that you might be interested in. I could give you directions. Ah, excellent. I think I will head that way now. Perhaps I'll see you there. Well, that wrapped up quite suddenly. And, I mean, the 40 experience. I keep doing that lately, bumping the microphone. 40 experience. I was hurting for it. I really did need that top up there, didn't I? So this feels really good. There's no longer a second page to my quests. And county, not country. Everything is connected to Grey Country. County. So now there's like a confidence and a certainty that I can move forward to that. I will quickly go back to the hobo camp just to check in. I like to do it immediately because I probably will forget otherwise. Let's see if he's still slanted. I bet he will be. There's also a good chance he's hanging out in a boxcar because I don't know, it's like familiar to him or some such similar explanation. Can't find him yet. Ovid Lobdell, the shopkeeper from SIT. You know the bed guy. Okay. I could see what he's selling. Are these things I would have... I have one already. I don't have a razor blade, a Jocelyn pom-pom. I don't know if I need any of that, honestly. I will just leave it alone. But I will see if he wants to buy my rock candy, I guess. No thanks. That stuff isn't good for much except looking through. I'll buy most anything else, though. Well, it's weird that that thing got singled out as its own option when it really just didn't matter at all. Yeah, there's an old gravestone here? Whoa! Okay. Pepperidge Dolphin. He also died at the age of 55. What the heck? He died 150 years ago? Then... that was that man in the boxcar. Hello again. Gah! Oh, did I startle you? Dreadfully sorry. Pepperidge, you're alive. Well, yes, was that in question? It's gravestone. Oh, I see. No. That is my great-grandfather's. I was named after him. I decided to bring it with me as another souvenir, in addition to my father's padlock collection. Was he just, sitting behind it? Well, that makes... sense. Yep, there he is. He's still adjusting to orthogonal life. How's it going? Quite well. It's a nice little community they've got here. A marvelous first step on my new path as a world traveler. Nice. I hope that goes well for you. I'm quite certain my travels will be completely free of danger or violent misfortune. Let me ask you something. Do you know any hobo code? I have learned some since my arrival, yes. Least I can do after the help you've given me. Here, I'll write it down. He writes something down on a scrap of paper and hands it to you. I don't really understand this one. He takes the paper, rotates it about 30 degrees, and hands it back. Ah, got it. Let me ask you something else. Do you want to buy this rock candy? Why is that a thing? I've got nothing else. It's quite all right. Forget about it, you know. Is the rock candy a quest item? Is it a food? Where will I find it, and why do I have it, and what do I do with it? I feel very... Pure rock candy, a chunk of the big rock candy mountain, worth a small fortune to the right buyer. So I just got to keep offering this up to everyone I talk to. Oh my god, okay, I can actually ask everyone I talk to, which is gonna be nuts, and I don't know I'm guessing none of the hobos are going to want it. No thanks, don't want to get my washboard all sticky. Actually, I've got nothing to ask. Well, it's funny that a few people are going to have like custom dialogue and stuff to go along with that as well. That's interesting and lots of possibilities there. Well, what can I say? It feels damn good to be back playing Shadows Over Loathing. Don't forget to pitch me on episode titles. I'm still going to be doing that, and I got to get back to work retitling the old episodes. And everyone say hello to Shauna and thank her immensely for taking on the editing of this, because without that, I honestly don't know when or how I was ever going to get back on a consistent schedule. So that's going to make, I think, all the difference in the world. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.